Ever dreamed of crafting a stunning Bubu Caftan dress that's effortlessly elegant with a blend of luxurious Asoke fabric and gathers for a perfect combo vibe? Hi, my name is Linda and this is Stylish Marlene, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a step-by-step process on how to sew your own showstopper. There's no advanced skill required to make this, so hit play, subscribe, and let's get stitching. So guys, here on my work table, I have my 3 yards of African print Ankara fabric and also one piece of Asoke fabric. Okay, so this is just one piece, like out of the row they have 4 pieces and I just got one out of it, and this is going to be used for the design. So mind you, I didn't get 2 pieces because I don't want to waste too much fabric there. I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this style with the quantity of Asoke I have. So now the next thing I did was to fold my fabric into 2 this way using the widest part of my body, which is the hip. So I went ahead to like mark a line here as a starting line, although I'm going to be trimming that part off. After that, the next thing I did was to confirm. Okay, so I added my hip plus extra 5 to 6 inches. So the circumference of my hip is 41 divided by 4. I'm just going to mark that, and then I added extra 6 to 5 inches. Okay, 6 inches or 5 inches, and that will be okay for the style we're going to achieve. And then the next thing I did was just to like draw another line here as a starting line. And from that starting line, I placed my tape rule this way. I'm going to get the first length of the dress. Okay, so for me, from my shoulder point, which is the starting line, is down to this part is going to be the hip line. Okay, so place your tape rule this way from the shoulder, which is the starting line, down to somewhere here, which is going to stop at your hip line. Then mark what you got there. So I'm marking 28 inches because I am actually tall. But the average shoulder to hip line measurement for this dress is from 25 to 26 inches. And the next thing I'm going to do now is just to cut it out. So now this is the first bodice we are going to cut out for this dress. We are going to be cutting the back piece first of all. And as you can see, I'm marking the neckline measurement. Okay, so on the back neckline, the measurement I'm using is 1 inch for the depth and then 3 inches standard for the width. So I'm just going to connect that with a curved ruler the way you see me doing. So after I was done, the next thing I'm going to do now is to get the length of the measurements for the sleeve. So starting from that point where I marked the neckline measurement, I'm going to place my tape rule like this, and whatever I have is just what I'm going to use. From there, I have 16 inches and I'm just going to come down by a little shoulder slope measurement like this, and then draw another line for the shoulder slope. Okay, so after that, the next thing I did was just to place my tape rule this way at the neck point, and then I'm just going to mark my chest line measurement. So I'm just going to mark 9 inches here, and after that I'm going to mark my waist line, which is my half length. I'm going to be marking 17 inches, and the next one is the hip line. So I'm going to leave the tape rule this way. I'm just going to like drag it down to this part, which is the last end of the length. I'm just going to leave that as my hip line. So I'll go ahead now and connect these 2 lines. So guys, after marking the line, I went ahead to add extra 2 inches for ease, and then I added 1 inch for the sewing allowance, and I'm just going to make it 3 inches altogether, and then I'll just make a point there. After doing this, I'll go ahead and repeat the same thing at the waistline. So at the waistline, I folded the tape rule into 4, so that allowed me to get the quarter of my waist circumference. So I'm just going to place it here, and then I'll mark it like this, and then also add extra 2 inches and 1 inch for the sewing allowance. The 2 inches also for the ease. Now I'm just going to like do the same thing I did for the chest line and the waistline at the hip line here. So after marking it like this, the way you see me doing, I'll go ahead and connect everything together. Now, after marking the line, I'll go ahead and just curve this part around this area. It's going to become my armhole, and that will become our sleeve. So I'm going to be extending the sleeve with a piece of Asoke so that our sleeve will be a bit longer. So I'll just go ahead and smoothen this place and cut everything out. So after cutting the back piece out, I'll use it to cut out the front. So go ahead and place your back piece on another freshly folded pattern. That will serve as your template to cut out the front bodice. So I placed my ruler this way, and I went ahead to slant it inwards a little bit by half of an inch, and then I'll go ahead and just trim that out before cutting out the rest of the pattern. So guys, after I was done cutting the front, I went ahead to take away the back from it, and then the next thing I did was to measure my chest line this way from the beginning of the shoulder, and then I just marked that point. From there, I'll be taking in 2 inches like this all the way down to the length, the way you see me doing, and then I'm going to connect it from that point all the way to the chest line, and then I'll just slant my ruler a little bit to meet at the neckline. Okay, so the width of my neckline is 3 inches. I'm just going to curve it that way before cutting it out. So basically this is what you do to cut out a boo with a different pattern in the front like this. So after that, the next thing I did was to place the pattern right side to right side facing each other like this on both sides. I'll go ahead now and just join the shoulders. After joining the shoulders by half of an inch, just like this, and go ahead and take a measurement like this for the pocket. So for the pocket, I'm coming upwards by 2 inches from the hip line like this, okay, and then I'll be marking 8 inches after the 2 inches line. So this is going to be the opening for the pocket. So after marking it, go ahead and notch it, and then the next thing is to cut our pocket. Our pocket is going to be deeper by 8 inches and going to be opened by 8 inches as well. So I'll go ahead and mark 8 inches by 8 inches for the width and the depth. So just go ahead and do the same thing I'm doing here, and after you're done marking, the next thing I'm going to do is just to place my hand this way and then determine how I want to curve it, although I'll still maintain the 8 inches opening that I have. So just go ahead and mark a line this way and then place your hand and trace out the position of the hand before cutting it out. So after cutting the first pair of the pockets, I'll go ahead and place it on another fresh pattern and then cut out the second pair and open it up like this. And then the next thing I did was to measure all this length of the neckline like this from one side to the other, because that is where we're going to be attaching our Asoke fabric. But before that, we're going to be fixing our pocket. Okay, so before you fix the pocket, go ahead and make sure that you aligned it on that notch point where you marked our 2 inches, and also at our other side where we marked our 8 inches. So I'm just going to measure it and then confirm. So you can just go ahead and use a pin to secure it in place before stitching. Okay, so do this for each of the pockets and then head over to the same machine and stitch by half of an inch. So this is what it looks like after I was done stitching. I'm going to close the entire side of it and then fix the Asoke on the neckline. So I'll go ahead and take the measurement, and for the Asoke, I'll show you guys how to manage your own, especially if you have one piece like me. So we are going to be folding this into two, and then we are going to be cutting it on using the length of the measurement of our dress like this. So measure out the entire neckline from one end of the dress to the other side as well. So whatever you get, you're going to divide it into two, and then make sure that you have another measurement like this. Okay, you want to make sure that everything actually matches up. So fold your pattern like this using the back neckline as the midpoint, and then place your tape rule all the way from that point to the length of the dress. In doing this, you're going to discover that you have actually taken your measurements twice. So for me, I got 44 inches, and if I'm going to like multiply that by 2, I'm going to have 8 inches for the overall length of it. So I'll go ahead and cut that 44 inches just the way you see me doing. So I'll go ahead and place it this way from the end of the Asoke stripe like this, and then measure out 44 to 45 inches, then notch it like this, just the way you see me doing. Go ahead and do the same thing, and then go ahead and like fold it and cut it out. But before cutting it out, this is what people actually do. A lot of people cut their own this way. That way they will just like stitch it to the middle and then open it up, and then they will have folded material, so that way the Asoke becomes double. Okay, but we are not going to be wasting that luxury here. So we are going to like use one piece of it instead of using double piece of Asoke for each side of the neckline. You know, the Asoke is already thick, so we don't need to stitch double folds on both sides like this, just like we do with our normal fabric. So I'm assuming if I'm to use the ordinary material, I'm going to be cutting it the other way around. So what you want to do now is just to go ahead and cut that 44 inches, because we're going to be sharing it one part for each side. Okay, and if you are to cut it on double fold, just make sure that you have enough Asoke material. Okay, you're going to be needing like two pieces of Asoke to achieve that. So moving forward, I'm going to mark the back side of this Asoke, though it doesn't have any wrong side, so the both sides are like the same. So I'm just going to like fold it this way. Okay, so normally you're supposed to have this on both sides of your dress, but for me, I'll be splitting it into two, and then I'll align them together to become uniform, and then stitch one part like this by half of an inch. After stitching it, this is what I have, and it's going to be attached from the middle of the neckline. So that stitch area will be on the notched point of my back neckline. My back neckline is going to serve as the middle, so I will just go ahead and place everything like this, okay, with the right sides facing each other, and then pin it all around the length. So guys, once you're done stitching, go ahead and run a stitch by half an inch all the way from one end of the length to the other. So I'm going to do that off camera and get back to you. Now this is what I had after I was done stitching. So this is the back side of my dress, okay, and then the clearer pattern you're seeing underneath is the right side of the fabric. So guys, the most important thing right now for this neckline is for you to just like overlap them into each other by half of an inch, just the way you see me illustrating. So go ahead and measure your neckline and make sure that you have enough opening for your head to pass through. So for me, I'm going to be making use of 9 inches. You can go ahead and make use of 10 inches to 11 inches, but don't leave it too open, though that depends on you. So go ahead and just like overlap it this way by half of an inch and stitch and stop here. This is why I was emphasizing on managing your Asoke fabric. Now I'm going to attach a piece of Asoke on the sleeve. Now for our sleeve, I'm having about 16 inches here for the length. I'm going to cut out a corresponding Asoke fabric for it. So I'll measure 16 inches here, and then I'm going to like trim it this way and then fold it this way, split it in half to also get one for each sleeve. Now after you're done cutting it, the next thing you want to do is to attach it on the sleeve. So make sure you attach the side where you have split on the sleeve, so that way you prevent it from fraying. And yeah, before I forget, you need to do the same thing on the middle one, okay? Don't forget that. So after I was done stitching, this is what I had. So you can see on the middle of our dress that this part is the side that was fraying, and the other side was the edge of the Asoke, okay? The edge of the Asoke is what I stitched together. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just to add a loop for this side. So I'm going to cut multiple pieces of Asoke like this to serve as a loop. Although you can cut your fabric and use that as a belt, but I want to replace the belt with loops. Right now I'm going to like measure where I want to place them. I'm going to like pin them this way like this, and then I'll measure 1.5 inch to 2 inch space before attaching another one. So I'll do that for all the rest of the loop and then get back to you. So guys, this is what I had. I've gone ahead to attach 4 pieces, and I also went ahead to create a long piece of rope for it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to go ahead and knot this rope into tiny knots, so that way prevent it from removing from the loop. And then I'm just going to like close the front and the back with the right sides facing each other, and make sure everything is aligned in place before stitching it by half of an inch, or from this part of the sleeve down to this waist area, okay? Just stitching directly on the loop like this, and also go around the pockets by half of an inch and close it at the lower part. And then I'll also go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. After stitching the sides, the next thing I'm going to do is just to like trim out the excesses I have below here, okay? So I'm just going to make it a very straight line, and then also notch this side of the armhole after stitching. I'll also go ahead and weave them all around to prevent them from fraying. Don't forget that. So now I'm going to fix the lower part of the dress. What I have left for this lower part is about 15 inches in length, and then the width is about 3 yards, okay? Then the next thing I will do is to run a basting stitch to create gathers that will enable me to stitch it to the upper part of the dress, though I'll also go ahead and hem it at the lower part. So I'll be using a 12-inch measurement for the length in total. So after creating the basting stitch and hemming the lower part of the pattern, all you need to do is just to go ahead and take your time and create your gathers. The gathers is supposed to fit into the lower part of this dress. So take your tape and determine the measurements you have there. Then all you need to do is just to multiply it by 2, and then determine how long you want to allow your gathers to compress using that initial measurement at the base. So guys, while I was at it, I decided to fast forward this part because I don't want this video to be longer than it is already. You all know how long it takes to create a gather stitch. So I'll go ahead and stitch it off camera, and this is what I had after I was done. So this is how beautiful the dress came out looking like. You can see how uniform the gather stitch is, I'll still go ahead and like weave it all around to secure the phrase in place, okay, to prevent it from fraying. So I'll go ahead also and iron it and make it super clean. And then the next thing I did was just to go ahead and secure it with the ropes that I created for the loop. So this is supposed to be for snatching the waist if you want it to be fitted. This depends on how tight and how loose you want to leave it, okay? So let me know what you think about this method of stitching this dress in the comment section. I would also like to attend to all your questions if you have any. Thank you so much for watching. I'll also be bringing more of this kind of tutorial on my channel. Stay tuned and God bless you.